Trauma is our response, our body's response to trauma is basically it's unfinished energy. It's stored energy that can't be released. So it's almost as if you were in a car going fast. I was asking Tammy yesterday because she's Porsche car driver. I was like, if you were going really, really fast and you just put on the brakes, right? That's not good for the car, right? There's like, it's just this combustible energy, but our bodies, it's like when we have a trauma response, it's like something happened that geared us up and put that energy, hijack that energy, right? And intensify that energy inside of us. And then all of a sudden it's over. And what humans haven't been good at is releasing that energy. So watching animals, not only do they have this thing where they shake it, they shake. He just goes and shakes and shakes and shakes, which we're going to shake. But he shook it up and then got up, and then they return back to normal. But there's another thing that the cubs do, that's really interesting, that involves play. So I have it here. It says they shook off to release the energy built up in the nervous system. So energy builds up in the nervous system. So now you think when we go through, we have trauma after trauma and don't release the energy, then all that gets stored up in the nervous system. And then that starts to wreak havoc in the body and starts to express and it tries to come out. So trauma.
So you're saying it stores
It's
in us for good until you shake it off? Because a lot of times when you go through trauma, you'll have that numbing thing, and over time that dissipates, and you kind of go back.
So there's different ways. Yes, it can store depending on our life. If we're good at releasing, right? We know how to release the energy, and there's different ways to release it, right? There's sometimes releasing it through talking about it. That is one, but that doesn't necessarily release in the body, right? So trauma symptoms in humans is a result of stored frozen energy that hasn't been discharged or released. So trauma symptoms are often a result of the body, the soul, and the spirit trying to complete something that it knows has not been resolved. And so what happens, there can be a reenactment on repeating the same thing over and over and over. It can be continuously breaking bones or relationships, the same relationships falling apart, the same over and over, and trying to suspend, because until it's resolved, it's suspended in fear.